Founders Live is the global venue for modern entrepreneurs, especially during these very challenging times. The direct impact of COVID-19 is currently being felt around the world, and it could get worse before it gets better. We are here to help you through these challenging times by connecting you to the people, information, and resources meant to move you forward as you start your next project.
We see an opportunity to bring the resources and capital and connections to the people that need it and the people that can use it, no matter where they live in the world. My honest opinion is, no matter what the economic climate is in the world, Founders Live can be important. In the good times, when it's booming, we're here to help grow companies and have them access capital that's flowing around the world and really be a fun, great event and global platform that powers entrepreneurship. In the tough times, we actually think we can be the answer, given the fact that if people are actually getting laid off and unemployment starts rising, well, the choice to start their own business is front and center, and Founders Live is right there to help them grow. I believe the secret sauce of Founders Live lies in the combination of these three words: inspiration, education, and entertainment. Inspiration is rooted in the energy and the passion that every single attendee has. The education is the information that we're bringing to people that they otherwise couldn't find. Founders Live Online helps solve entrepreneurs' daily challenges. If you have a question that you're just wondering, like, I don't know what to do here, you simply need to just type it into Founders Live and someone else will answer it right there for you. And the entertainment is the fun. We believe business should be fun, we believe it should be casual, and we believe it should be inspirational. Founders Live is the perfect place for you to connect with other entrepreneurs and to be inspired.
Well, hello. Welcome to Founders Live Primetime North America. Gregarious, and welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. You know, it's an exciting night. I'm happy to see some of these big pitches. Everybody's ready. They've had a chance in the ringer once. Now they're going to try and prove up the situation, huh?
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Hey, I just want to welcome you all watching here, and we're just getting going. We have a great show for you ahead. We're just so excited. But hey, Gregarious, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you at, and what are you doing?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Greg Narain, serial entrepreneur, a couple of venture-backed companies, a couple of exits now. Working on a new startup as probably the normal game would be, right? But I'm also fortunate to be the host of the city leader for Denver Founders Live. So happy to see one of ours up on the board tonight as well, and we're looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, so great. For everyone, Greg is a city leader for Founders Live over there in Denver, and that means that he organizes the events that happen in Denver, Colorado. We've got one of our presenters representing Denver tonight, and so excited about this. But before we get going, I want to say a few things. First, as you see, share in the comments, where are you joining us from? Julie is joining from Seattle, my hometown. Hello, Julie. How are you? So good to see everyone here. So, we've got Andy Lyons, Founders Live Boston's in the house. We've got so many actually city leaders. Hey, we have Dick from Denver, or from Minneapolis. Dick was part of our team over there. There he is. They're in Minneapolis, and geez, look at this. West Hollywood. We're hitting Hollywood. This is just awesome. So, hey, Gregarious, as we get going, we got a great show for everyone tonight, and just want to walk people through. Basically, we're going to go through various experiences here tonight, covering creative entrepreneurship and entertainment, startup innovation, competition. We've got some time to hang out, networking afterwards. So everyone stick around for that. And most importantly, like this video. I'm not going to say this for one tonight, like there will be numerous times, but just click that like button, like this video, that shares it out, and that really gets us even more views. So just click that like video right now, right down below. Would really appreciate it. So Greg, what are you most excited about tonight? What are you most excited about?
Well, I say this at every event that we do, but I think the presentations tonight, it's so hard to get up in front of people. It's even harder to get up in front of people all over the world and try to, describe something that you love more than anything in just a few seconds. So I'm really looking forward to all the polish that everyone's going to bring tonight.
Awesome. All right. Well, we are going to get going here. And hey, enjoy this.
Let's go. Hey.
All right. Could you hear that?
I heard it.
All right. We're going to do it. Here we go.
Let's go. Hey. Woo. Founders Live. Hey. Let's go. First things first. Tell me what could be worse than you in your dream, fighting just to serve. Everybody talking to they getting on your nerves, telling you you're not worthy, you don't deserve. Put it in the dirt. You see what we wearing, humbly bold on the shirt.
So everyone, we're going to jump. We're going to do a little switcheroo here. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. We got a few things we need to do. All right, everyone. I'm going to now pull in the video. I apologize for that. We're going to pull in the video. There we go.
They just want to shoot you down, they don't have a pen. You are just a tool, they can ridicule. We are going to use it, motivation and the fuel.
All right, we're back.
Beat a horn, beat a bull. This is what they say, what you're doing super cool. And we just getting started, you know they're flame retarded. And now that we are here, we turning up the audit line. Let's go. Hey. Oh, wait. Wait, Founders Live. Wait, we just getting started now. Wait. Hold up. I don't think they ready. Are you home? Are you at home ready? We hold up, man. Hit that next. Hold up. Hit that next one. This is going down, baby. Oh yeah, Founders Live. We just getting it going, baby. Woo! Hey, this is for my people that's really been going hard. They've been putting it in. They've been putting in that time. And you may not just yet feel like you're getting back everything that you put in. So this is for my champions. You. I need y'all to sing this with me, though. I need y'all to sing it, Founders. Here we go. I never thought we'd be on a mission. Please, homie, listen. Now that I'm here, hopefully we got your attention. Ooh, that this is not a game. I am not pretending. And this is for my people out there. This is for you who are out there winning if you feel me, please put your hands up. I need you to put them up right now from home. If you're with me, please put your hands up. Woo, let's go. If you need me, please put your hands up. Come on now. And if you're with me, please put your hands up. Sing it. It's for my winners, yeah. Yeah, it's for my winners, yeah. It's for my winners, yeah. It's for my winners, yeah. Now it's really simple to sing. I never thought we'd be on a mission. Please, founders, listen. Now that we're here, hopefully we got their attention. Oh yeah, this is not a game. We are not pretending. Oh yeah, and this is for my people out there. This is for you who are out there winning. If you feel me, please put your hands up. I need y'all to put them up. Put a one in the comments if that's rocking with you. Put your hands up. Hey. And if you hear me, please put your hands up. Put them up. Put them up. Let's go. If you hear me, please put your hands up. It's for my winners, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's for my winners, yeah. Okay, it's for my winners, yeah. Yeah, it's for my winners, yeah. Woo. I know coming up we got some voting. We got some things going down. It's gonna be epic. I can't wait to be there. I'm gonna be there as one of the judges and participants. I'm gonna see you on the next slide. Let's go.
Wow. Oh my gosh, Kaveh. This is amazing, amazing. Let's bring Gregarious back in. What'd you think about that, Gregarious? You're on mute.
Rookie hour over here, man. Yeah, no, I was gonna say it was like amazing energy, like, but I think it's super cool that we got our own song.
It's way cool. And hey, everyone, we want to introduce Kaveh. He's going to come on here soon, but talk about energy, talk about inspiration, talk about, just amazing, amazing stuff. And, just so you all know, we got some, a lot of some switches to flip around here. So we're still getting started here, and we're still learning the system. I hope you just hang with us here. But hey, Gregarious, I'm gonna walk through some messages about Founders Live. I'll bring you back on, but so glad you're here for us tonight. All right, everyone. So, just thank you so much for being here. Again, share this link out. We want to get everyone watching. We want to get everyone jumping on here. If you're a presenter, you still have time to share this out for your supporters. But we're getting started here with Founders Live. We're all about inspiration. We're about education. And we're definitely about entertainment. So Founders Live, we're building out our global entrepreneurial social network that has an online platform that we'll talk about soon. We have these local events that happen. They're now live streamed, and we're coming to you from all over the world. So we're really building out the homepage of the modern entrepreneur. You can find so many great things on Founders Live, like connections, articles, educational talks, chats, all that great stuff. We also have these events. We live stream them now around the world, hundreds of guests. We have 5 companies, each have 99 seconds to pitch, 4 minutes of questions from you, the audience. We vote at the end, and then we have a winner that ends up out of this. So awesome. All right, so we are building the industry-defining brand around the world for entrepreneurship. This is happening. So Founders Live started in Seattle, of course. It's quickly expanding around the world. We've reached about 60 cities globally. Some of those have been on pause because of global pandemic. Many of you have probably dealt with this in your own business. We're ramping back up. So excited to see what happens here. We are launching very soon in Kampala, Uganda for our 65th city. I'm so excited. Our team actually that has produced the Nairobi events in Kenya are going to jump over and produce those events over there in Kampala, Uganda. So excited about that. Hey, if you want to start a Founders Live in your city or country, you can actually just type in there expand.founderslive.com. There's actually a link also, should be at the bottom of the, I believe we put it in the bottom of the description of this video, but expand, let us know where you want to expand. So excited to continue to bring Founders Live to cities and countries around the world. Also, if you're a company that wants to partner with us on these events specifically, reach out. Just come to founderslive.com, reach out to me on any channel you want. We're looking for partners. We are looking for headline title sponsors as well, so let us know. You know, this is the next generation of Founders Live. We are announcing we have premium memberships through our platform that you now can jump in. There's a free version that's still available for Founders Live. You go to founderslive.com, you can get going for free. We encourage you to do that. We also have now premium and advanced memberships that really are for people that want to move above and beyond and grow their self and their business. And we're really excited about that. The monthly subscriptions unlock much, much more to help you become successful as an entrepreneur. Check those out at founderslive.com. What does that also include is the newly released product, Founders Live Pro. Just going to flip through these images real quick just to give you an idea. But Founders Live Pro is really taking everything that's coming through Founders Live and pushing it out to you as an entrepreneur to understand, you know, hey, there's all these startups. There's almost 1,000 startups that we've indexed. You can check them out. You can learn more about them. You can do business with them. You can reach out. If they've pitched, there's a pitch video that you can watch their pitch and all that. We have mentors on there that you can connect with, book time with, allow them to help you if you need help in various ways. You can find upcoming events. You can watch previous events on there on Founders Live, all the videos, everything that's recorded. There's our podcast. All the episodes of our podcast are in there. Oh, yeah, by the way, we're now building out our marketplace so you can find resources, valuable people that can help you. So excited for that. And that is all within the premium version of Founders Live. Last, I want to touch on Founders Live Primetime. This is Founders Live Primetime North America. We're including performance, competition, and networking. We build out, and these are global competitions for the winners of our events from all the cities around the world. And we've formulated that into more of a series of these primetime events that are the winners from those cities. So we have, you know, this is Founders Live North America. We got Founders Live Latin America. We have Founders Live Europe and Africa that happened last week. So excited. And then we have Founders Live Asia and Southeast Asia. So we've isolated regions of the world where winners of our events that happen on a frequent basis can come up, advance to a larger global audience. Really excited about that. What is this about? This is about elevating promising but undiscovered talent around the world. That's what we do. We will continue to do that. So excited. So, you know, this right now, you know, if this is Founders Live Primetime, this is round 4. You'll notice on the right there, this is North America, the 4th event. We have one more, which will be Latin America, happening in 2 weeks. That results in 5 winners that will go on to a global championship that is on December 2nd. That's going to be a part of Founders Live Fest. There's a link down below. Click that. You can get your tickets. They're free right now. Join in, reserve your spot for Live Fest, which is going to be a little more of an event that has, you know, building community. We have keynote talks. We have educational talks from our partners, some entertainment mixed into that, as well as the pitch finals and also networking as well. So we're really, really excited about the global finals that happen on December 2nd. So excited. Last thing I'm going to touch on, and then we'll have another music and another video from Kaveh here, is our core values. Our core values are what makes us tick and what is helping us expand around the world. The very first core value is respectful authenticity. What does this mean? We believe everyone should be included. This is around inclusiveness and diversity. And we believe that if you must be your authentic self, but also respect others. And everyone, no matter where they live, whatever they look like, whatever gender they identify with, orientation, they deserve equal opportunity for success in entrepreneurship. That is very, very important. Second core value, gather around the campfire. We're all storytellers. we encourage you as a founder to really find that story that of your vision of the future that you're building, that people can follow, and you can tell that and entertain people just like our ancestors did gathering around the campfire. Thirdly, open the door. We ask and say, do great things for people without expecting a return. Introduce them to someone that they might not know. Help them in ways that they maybe couldn't before. And that's without expecting anything in return. You know why? Because that's going to turn around and it's going to come back to you tenfold. Trust me. I know that. And it's just, that's the community I want to live in. And lastly, we say business equals fun. So we believe business can be productive. We believe it also can be fun. And we do that through removing a lot of the awkwardness that's around that. So with that, I want to thank you so much. I'm going to bring Greg back in here. I want him to add a few thoughts as he is a city leader for Founders Live. Greg, what's up? Tell me what, I guess, like, how about one core value that jumps out at you that you really identify with and you like to build through the Denver event?
Yeah, look, I love all the core values. Probably my favorite thing about Founders Live. But I would say number one for me is that the storyteller one, because for me, the way I interpret it and the way I try to encourage people to live is don't front, don't BS us. Like, we're all been in the seat. We've all suffered through the same things. There's no need to pretend it's one way or another. Tell us the truth. We get a lot further when we know what's really going on, and that's how we can help each other best.
Yeah, I agree, man. Thank you. And, these core values are tremendously important. And, I know that you're doing great work over there in Denver to, spread the Founders Live energy, spread the love and all that. So thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. We have another performance from Kaveh, and then we're going to bring the man into this event for him to share his wisdom, for him to share his energy. We're really excited about this. So let's hear one more song from Kaveh, and we're going to load that up here.
All right, founders. This is written for those that got that dream, and no matter what, they're going to make it happen. Okay? You got to be the person that has a no matter what attitude as we get ready for the voting. And it goes something like this. It's all a part of the process. A part of the process. It's all you got a notepad, Google Docs, or maybe Apple Notes. I need you to get your notes ready because we're about to go into something very real as we get prepared for the votes, okay? Yeah. Part of the process, a part of the process. Oh yes. How many of y'all already know that? A part of the process. Put a 1 in the comments if you're rocking with it. Put a 2 in the comments if you're going to win the vote. I want you to take your notepad that you have. What I want you to write at the top of your notes is the word seasons. Yeah, seasons. My brother used to tell me when I was a real little kid, he would say, manage your highs and manage your lows. And what he was really telling me now that I'm a grown man was he was saying, be prepared for the season that you're in. Because it's all like wave. It comes, it goes, it to and fro's. So knowing the season that you're in is going to better prepare you for the times and the moments when it feels maybe unbearable, or on the days when you have that opportunity and it slips through your fingers, or something doesn't go the way it was supposed to go. And what I've learned on my journey, everybody, so y'all gonna vibe with me, there's always gonna be fall, winter, spring, and summer. However, on my path, there's been a lot more seasons of fall and winter. So we want to prepare our minds, our hearts, our spirits for that opportunity, because it's all a part of the process. You feel what I'm saying? Part of the process. It's all just a part of the process. All right, fellas, come on, talk to me. If you're rocking with that, put a 1 in the comments. If you're like, yeah, I've experienced a lot of pain in my journey, put a 2. And if you're going to win, put a 3 in the comments. Let me know who's gonna win. I want to see who's gonna take the crown because it's real talk. All a part of the process. It's all a part of the process. Just a part of the process. So check it out. Not everybody's gonna win today, right? Not everybody's gonna win. That is life. And when I say that that's life, what I mean is we are going to reap what we sow. Okay? So I want you to think about this. If you come high energy and you play all out, as I've asked you today to play all out, you're gonna get all out back. But if you're coming in timid, like, well, I'm by myself at my home, and it would look weird for me to be acting all high energy, and I'm not literally there in the studio, and he can't physically see me anyway, so I'm not gonna go all in, then you're gonna get those types of results. So you wanna be the type of person that already knows, because you're convicted and confirmed in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit, this is what I'm doing. Because everybody may not see it for you like they didn't see it for me. And what you got to understand is there's going to be seasons when you're planting seeds, seasons when you're sowing seeds, but the seeds don't grow. If you've ever heard of the Chinese bamboo tree, you plant the seed in the ground, you got to water it every day for 5 years, and after 5 years, it begins to sprout. That is the game. I'm telling you, you're going to go through so many seasons where it feels like winter is not going to end. But no matter what, whether you win this competition, whether you don't, whether you go to the next competition and you win or you don't, whether they fund you or you don't, you got to say to yourself, I am going to do this for me because I believe in it. And they will see it at the right time. Woo, that's good. So I want you to sing it with me right now at home. It's super simple. Come on, let's go. It's all a part of the process. Oh, yes, it is. Sing it, come on. It's all a part of the process. Come on now. It's all a part of the process. Oh, yes, it is. And as we get ready for the votes, a part of the process. I'm so proud of you to play all out tonight. I'm going to be right back with Nick and the team, and we're going to be going through my story. And I want to hear your questions. I want to do a Q&A style, fireside chat style, and we really tackle challenges together. So that's what we're going to do, because it's all a part of the process. I love you guys so much. I thank you for allowing me to be here. Look at me. Y'all got me over here working up a sweat. So with that said, I'm just grateful, and we're going to keep making moves and keep learning and keep growing and keep winning. Let's go. If y'all want to sing it one more time, I can just play it. It just sounds so good. Yeah. It's all a part of the process. A part of the process.
Man. Kave. And we have the man of the hour. Well, let's bring him in. Kave, welcome.
What's up, guys? Founders Live. We here. How we doing?
So good, my man. So good. Hey, you freestyle like no other.
I tried, man. I've been learning from you backstage, so you know that's what it is.
Oh man, this is so good. Hey, I want to start. I want to open up by hey, I want to thank Andy Lyons for even this intro. As you saw earlier today, or earlier on this video, we highlighted Andy. She's in Boston there, and she actually made this connection. So excited about this. But hey, let's open up by tell us about yourself. What's inspirational engineering, and geez, like, what do you do, man?
Yeah, man. So that's a great question, right? Like I help people basically tap into their full potential to create massive action, get amazing results, and do what I call it, which is make their heart sing. And how I do that is I infuse speaking with coaching, with strategic consulting, education, and entertainment, like you guys just heard, to really help them create a bridge to go from here to there, where they want to go, right? And we call that reverse engineering. So, a quick little funny story, because people always say, well, how did that come about? And so, one side of the spectrum, they say a jack of all trades is a master of none. And I believe that that's rubbish. The other side of the philosophy is the Jim Rohn philosophy. And he says, if you want to be more valuable, bring more value to the marketplace, which is skill set, right? So the challenge with that is the more skills that you have, the more that society is confused by what you do. It's not like languages where you got English, French, Italian, Spanish, and you speak all these things. Nobody says, well, Nick, which one do you speak? You're like, I speak all of them. I had a lot of skills that didn't all funnel under the same umbrella where, that might look like copywriting, landing pages, Facebook ads, or social media. They all go together. So what was happening was when I would go to the Chamber of Commerce, I was a sales guy. When I was around musicians, I was an audio engineer, songwriter, rapper, poet. And then when I was around entrepreneurs, I was a brand builder, help you get in media, help you get PR, which really all comes down to strategy. So with that stated, I started feeling really inauthentic. You touched on authenticism earlier. And that's what I wanted, was something authentic for me. So I came to my community. I was like, guys, this is what I'm struggling with. I need y'all to tell me who I am. And we took, 10 titles that I came up with. They voted it down to 5. They took the 5, voted it down to 2, and then they chose. I don't even remember what the other ones were, but that's really how it came about.
That's awesome. Hey, Gregarious, I want you to think about one question to ask Kaveh here as I hit up with, Kaveh, you really focus on what you call, edutainment. How did you stumble upon edutainment, and what exactly is that?
Great question. So I didn't really stumble across edutainment. Edutainment really stumbled across me. It was never my plan or my intention. So I started off as a musician. A lot of people who follow my story, they know that my dad, was telling me I could do anything I wanted to do, be what I wanted to be. And then he was like, you can't be a musician. But it was just a funny situation. He gave me what I call the gift of ferocity. So from there, I worked at University of Phoenix with a student named Melissa Briscoe and was able to help her get her associate's degree. So when I was 18 years old, I was locally famous, and that local fame sold out a concert of 1,209 people in a little small town of Indiana, and that gave me obviously a lot of ego, a lot of confidence. Like you're young kid, like, are you not entertained? Like Gladiator, right? But from there, the second concert just totally flopped. So in between that first concert and then the time when I helped her get her associate's degree, those 2 moments were really pivotal moments in my life. And so from that, I helped a student, my very first student, become a 6-figure at Zillow. And Zillow is like a $64 billion organization. And he ran in Seattle, which is where you're at, Nick. He was up in the Seattle Northwest division, leading that organization. So when I found that, I said, this is something new to create this hybrid. And I went up to a gentleman that was ranked top 50. He was a CMO as a service type of guy, came from Silicon Valley, was in Austin. Me and him were sitting down, and I was like, yo, I'm looking at all these different principles of how venture capital works, startup funding, so on and so forth. And I was like, why is it that a Kevin Hart cannot raise money for what he does? He has multiples on his brand. Why is that not happening? And he was like, Kaveh, personal brands will never be fundable. And it triggered me back to when I was like hanging with my dad. And like, whenever you tell me what is not capable, I don't get mad now. I don't get angry. I just say game on, challenge accepted. So when I saw that, I was like, all right, well, there's only 2 options at this point. Either somebody else is going to build it and I'm going to partner with them, or I'm going to create it. Like that's it. So then I just started working toward that goal.
That's awesome. All right. Gregarious, one quick question. Kaveh, one fairly quick answer. We're going to take a couple questions from the audience if you type them into the chat. So we'll only take questions from the audience if you guys type them into that chat box, and we'll pop them right on the screen. So Gregarious, what do you got?
I really appreciate what you said about sort of, the hard nature of things, right? But I'm curious, like, what is there any thing that you've seen that's kind of a universal threat, right? Like, so being in the many scopes that you're working in, like that, sort of plays across it, or is there one trait you think like doesn't matter what thing you're going to be in, you should be good at this?
So there's 2 sides of this philosophy. I get this all the time. It's a phenomenal question. You got to understand that there's a generalist Draymond Green. He does everything well. And then or LeBron James. And then there's a specialist, Dennis Rodman. All he does is get rebounds. So it's not necessarily from a standpoint of a weakness or threat. It's how do you perceive it? So the only threat that there is somebody like, much farther ahead could see what I'm doing and beat me to the punch, as with any startup that is, entering the marketplace. But outside of that, no, because it's so new. When you create an industry, you don't have any rules or barriers or boundaries to stop you.
Awesome. Well, hey, we're going to do one more question. Not sure if we're going to get a question from the audience because we are heading a little overtime here. But what do you feel is broken in entertainment? And, let's kind of double this question with, what would you encourage people now that are creative entrepreneurs, whether it's entertainment or even even in the technology industry, how to solve the problems today? What's broken, and how would you encourage people to look at solutions?
All right. So there's three answers to that, technically. So first off, I want everybody to write down this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's what I live by. He says, as to methods, there may be a million and some. He says, the man, and I add, or woman, the man or woman that can successfully grasp the principle may successfully select his or her own method. So what I'm doing is looking at the principle of how things work and how they're structured. So when it comes to entertainment, unfortunately, it's a very dark world. It's built around pretty much, idolization, fame. There's slavery in it because musicians get paid least and last, which doesn't make sense because there's no music business without the music. In addition to that, to give the short end of the answer, I started looking at the products, like the duration of the products, right? From where they first started entering the market. And as inflation happened, the margins didn't rise, they lowered. And so now you got basically Napster, and then now Spotify, and music's damn near free. So I would tell, you get millions of songs for $14.99. How can you feed everybody on that pie? So there's a lot of people that need paid. And so, like I said, to give you the short answer of it, it's a problem cake. And there's a lot of different problems. So I just decided, I said, hey, you can be a boxer, you can go wrestle. That would be the music industry. But I'll go build an MMA and beat Dana White, and y'all can come join me. So that's how I looked at it.
Awesome. Hey, Kaveh, thank you so much for joining us. You're definitely here with us for the night. So we'll bring you back in. But where can people find a little more information if they want to connect with you, if they want to work with you, if they want to find your music? Where can they find more information?
Yeah, so the majority of the music is private. That's how we raise our valuation on what we do. So there's 4 or 5 songs publicly on all your platforms, any major platforms, you can find them there. As far as connected with me, you can go to kaveh.com/connect and hit me there. I would love y'all's feedback. If you type just Kaveh in Google, not no arrogance like Google me, I'm just saying, but if you type in Kaveh in Google, you'll see it says legacy driven brands, and just leave me some feedback, what you really thought about tonight's performance, and just go from there. Feel free to reach out anytime.
Thank you so much, Kaveh. This was a pleasure. So nice to meet you. Thank you for blessing us with your talent, and stick around. We'll hear more from you.
Awesome, guys. See you soon.
All right, Greg. Man, we run a little late, but hey, we're going to get going here, and so excited about it.
You ready? Crazy part.
All right. So what I want to tell you is we are going to work in the pitches we have some special partners that we're going to highlight here in a few minutes, but we're going to get to the pitches. I want you to know that we really thank AWS for being a partner. Presenters get great credit from AWS credits. Google Cloud are great partners for us. Thank you so much. So we want to really thank those partners, and we are ready to get going. So it is time to hear from the 5 startups that have advanced to the Founders Live Primetime event. So excited. So the process, they each have 99 seconds to pitch, 4 minutes. We want you to ask questions. We are all going to vote at the end. You'll have a link. You'll see it. And then we will have one winner that goes on to the World Championship, the final event on December 2nd. We have a great lineup tonight. We have Own Trail from Seattle. We have Smart Tech from Portland, Oregon. Fiveable from Minneapolis, Minnesota. We have Kamana from Denver, Colorado. And Orbit from New York City. And so excited for that. This is how we will vote. there is a link below your box. So scan that right now, or we'll see that again. But there is also a link on your screen that you can click that will get to the voting when we're ready. And this is the great part. You as the audience, the participants, it's most exciting when you participate. It's most exciting when you vote, okay? It's most exciting when you ask questions. So type in there. This is how we'll take questions. And we want you to prepare and ask the questions to these founders. You're thinking something when they pitch. So, please share that. This is the best when people engage and actually ask questions. And a reminder, like this video for us. We're so excited. This helps us spread our word, and so excited. So, hey, it is showtime. We are ready for our first presenter. So excited about it. We have up first, we have Own Trail from Seattle, Washington. We have Rebecca, and there she is. Rebecca, how are you doing?
Hey, Nick. Doing great. Thanks.
Awesome. Okay. We've got your slides up. And Rebecca, this is it. This is Founders Live Primetime North America. Are you ready?
I'm feeling ready.
Okay. Whenever you start is when your time starts. So go ahead.
All right. Women have been excluded from the very systems we rely on. When we're not adequately represented in data, beliefs, or decision-making, it's no wonder we struggle to find the confidence and inspiration to blaze our own trails through life. I've spent my career building products that empower individuals and address systemic inequities. That's what led me to co-found Own Trail. Own Trail is a platform where women authentically own their stories, see people who look like them in the places they aspire to, and mobilize to make an impact. Through this collection of women's non-linear life paths, we are creating moats of unique content, rich data, and engaged users. Own Trail is structured by data and powered by community. Women can share the trail they have blazed through life as a series of interconnected milestones, and they can browse through the trails of other women in order to gain inspiration, solidarity, and guidance. We already have over 1,200 registered users and 500 published trails since we launched in February, completely organically. While we're still pre-revenue, we're getting ready to start monetizing through a membership-based pure cohort model that taps into the $10 billion self-improvement industry in the US. The trails being shared are uniquely authentic and inspiring, and the feedback we're hearing from both women and the press has been overwhelmingly positive. This is all thanks to an incredible women-led team of tech industry veterans, along with amazing advisors in our corner. I hope you'll join us in taking our platform to the next level by investing in our seed round and by sharing the trail you've blazed on Own Trail.
Nice job, Rebecca. That was beautiful. That was great.
Thank you.
And it was different than your pitch when you pitched at Founders Live some months ago in Seattle. Great job.
Thank you. Startup life, always evolving with with the vision.
Startup life is crazy. Hey, so we're going to toss out the first question here, and we want everyone, hey, ask questions. Throw your questions into the comments in the chat, and we are going to highlight them. But the first one here is, how is this different than most social apps, and how specifically women are using social media apps right now, like Instagram and Facebook? Talk to us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, there's a few really key differences there. I'm glad you asked that. One is that most of the platforms are divided into personal life versus professional life, which really, I think, sells our experience short as women, where our personal and professional lives are so inherently intertwined. And then there's also this problem of really only showing these kind of picture perfect end results, kind of the social media facade, if you will. And to be honest, I think we're all sick of it. We're craving authenticity, and we don't want to be seeing that anymore. And it really is an energy sink for us when we browse that way. And so Own Trail is really creating this sense of authenticity and really highlighting the real journeys and not just those end results. And we're creating what we think of as a content network as opposed to a profile-based network, which means it doesn't do that winner takes all kind of attention economy kind of dynamic of trying to get the most friends or the most likes. We think of it as intention economy instead of attention economy, and really valuing the content and the shared experiences and not just the accumulation of friends or followers.
Got it. Lawrence asks, who is your competition or what others are in the space in this area?
Yeah, when we think about this space, we really think of kind of the axes of impact and scalability. And so there are other platforms that have high impact as well that are focused on coaching and mentoring and kind of cohort-based, bringing people together and uplifting them. But because that's their core offering, it's hard to scale that as much. And then there's platforms that support women's lives that focus more on content or forums. And so those are really scalable, but they don't have as high of impact. So with OwnTrail, because we have this platform that can reach all women and scales with this huge data set and this technology platform, but that we're also bringing women together to really lift themselves and each other up and mobilize to change the very systems that hold us back, we really hit that sweet spot of impact and scalability that hasn't been addressed yet. And so we have a really unique advantage there.
Awesome. Gregarious, do you have a question right now, or should I go to, I've got one over here.
Actually, I was just typing a question in, but yeah, I'll ask it. I was curious.
Yeah.
So since people are defining sort of their own trails, I guess I'm curious, how are you applying that data to sort of like, what I'm not clear of is like, how does it manifest for a real person, right? What happens in the process of doing this? And like, are there outcomes that you can speak to, like, or, success stories?
Yeah, so what we have so far since we launched our public beta in February is we have a really rich foundation of women sharing their trails and being able to explore the trails of others. And that's really the core of our product. So what we hear in terms of testimonials right now, which are super positive, are really about the experience of owning our own narratives, really reflecting on where we've been and where we aspire to, and being inspired by the trails of other women. But that's just the foundation. So what we're building from here really is a much deeper way of engaging, connecting, and collaborating on advancing ourselves and each other and systems as a whole. And so that's really why we're raising a seed round right now, is to take it to the next level, to be able to hire people and really scale up to build both our monetization model, which is this cohort-based offering that we're about to launch, and deeper features for engagement. And you mentioned the data, and that's really kind of the underlying piece of all of this. With the unique data we're collecting, we'll be able to create extremely personalized experiences in terms of showing women what's going to be the most inspiring or provide the most solidarity to them. But then it also gives us the opportunity to fill in some huge gaps in data that exist at the systemic level. There's just huge amounts of data that we don't know about women's lives, especially from an intersectional standpoint. And as we fill in those gaps, we will be establishing ourselves as the leader in the space of supporting women's lives. So there's a huge play there in terms of being able to make a really large impact.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Hey, this is great. We ran out of time. I know that there's a lot of questions in the comments. So Rebecca, you might want to take a look at those. And if you want to answer those, you can do that. But wow, great job. OwnTrail from Seattle, Washington. So good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nick. And can I take a second while I'm on air with lots of people to remind everyone to please vote if you're in the US?
Yes, that is a very important. Please vote tonight. Please vote in a few weeks. Thank you.
I meant the few weeks, but also tonight.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Great job. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, this is good. Okay. So our second presenter, we have Smart Suite from Portland, Oregon, and we're going to bring up Ceci. Let's make sure that she's all good, but let's bring her in. Ceci, how are you?
Doing great, Nick. How are you doing? It's a great night.
Great.
I
How
love
you feeling?
Kaveh. He
How you
was so
feeling?
inspirational. I'm feeling great. I'm excited.
Good. Well, there are your slides, and we're going to pull off Gregarious here. And okay, so you know the drill. You've done this before, and really excited to hear about you and Smart Suite. So whenever you're ready.
Great. Thanks, Nick. The Smart Notes add-in for PowerPoint and G Slides solves a stressful, expensive problem for anyone who communicates using presentations. For example, Gail. She's a typical C-suite executive. Her assistant, Jason, sends her final slide deck for a customer keynote that's going live online in a few hours. But Gail's working from home. She doesn't have a second monitor. She can't see her speaking notes at all when she's in presentation mode. Her script has just gone through legal. It's critical that she see her speaking notes, and winging it is not an option. Jason and the event producers are scrambling for a solution. Enter Smart Notes. Now they can review and rehearse the speech, and the event producers are ready for their broadcast. With Smart Notes, Gail, even without a second monitor, can clearly see her clickable notes pages right at the top of her screen with her eyes aimed right at the camera, and her slides go live to the online audience. The Smart Suite intuitive UI generates clickable notes pages right in your slide deck. That's right, no more scrolling. You're not tied to your computer while you're presenting. With dynamic pages, you get as much space as you need to fit your script, and they're fully customizable. You can highlight keywords or phrases in any style you want and save it. And with our solution, you won't need a second monitor to see your notes. The B2B presentation market is huge. In the US alone, it translates to about 9 million separate keynotes per year, with virtual events keeping pace. But imagine the opportunities in the courtroom or the classroom. Our team of veteran event professionals know that our customers want to focus on telling compelling stories while saving stress, time, and money. We're pre-seed, we're seeking investment. Hope you have some questions.
Great job, Cecily.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah. Again, even better. You know what's great is to watch like a previous event and then see even the advancement and the improvement from the messaging and the pitch from one event to another. That's so cool.
Yeah, well, you give us a great opportunity and a great platform to practice and improve. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I am. So, hey, everyone, questions, please submit questions. I know there's a bit of a delay, so we're kind of working on that. And my first question is, what industry are you focusing on first, or go-to-market strategy? What sort of industries are you looking at there to do that?
Well, our target is live events, B2B live events. It's a huge market. I mean, their sales and revenues are in comparison to like automotive or consumer electronics. There are, pre-COVID, there were 5,000 events a week going on in just the US alone. So those corporate teams, in any given event, a keynote general session might have 8 presenters. Those 8 presenters have maybe 10 people who are doing input on their script and getting, that Gale is a lot of folks. So that's our first target, because those are the customers that we know, figuratively and literally.
Got it.
That's where we're going to start. But like I said, courtroom, education, it's got so much possibility.
Yeah. Nicole asks, do you see this as a standalone product or an integrated tool for like Microsoft Teams or Zoom? How do you see this integrating with other companies?
Absolutely. And those are the 2 platforms that we're going to start with. We're working on the intellectual property for our broadcast viewer right now. We've got 1 patent and a second one in review. So we're really working hard on that, but absolutely. So initially, the product is going to be an integration and add-in with PowerPoint and Google Slides because they have the biggest market. But then when you're in the Microsoft ecosystem, then you have access to the APIs for Teams, for instance. And then we'll access the APIs for Zoom so that the whole thing can work together harmoniously.
Very good. So do I need to make my product in Smart Suite, or can I import presentations using other platforms? How does it sync with like PowerPoint, Keynote, Google Slides?
Right. So like I said, we're going to start with PowerPoint and Google Slides, and it's an add-in. So when you're using it, it's right in PowerPoint when you're using it. So you're creating your notes, you're doing all of your formatting, you're editing, and you're also, it's what you see is what you get. Like right now in PowerPoint, you have a bunch of notes in your notes field, but you don't know what they're going to look like when you go into presentation mode. So you have to go into presentation mode, and then you have to adjust the size, and there's no customization at all. And with our product, you're working right in PowerPoint or inside Google Slides, but seeing what your notes are going to look like. You know, so Gail's team, for instance, when they're writing her speech for her, can see what it's going to look like when she's actually presenting it.
Very good. Gregarious, thoughts? Interesting pitch and interesting concept. What do you think, man? Or question?
Sorry, I was gonna. I guess my question is someone mentioned education over there, and I almost feel like that in the comments, and I feel like that's a much broader space because I feel like, well, I guess there are a lot of presentations, obviously. I guess that how heavy is this pain? I guess, like, you know, as someone who's done a number of presentations, you know, I guess I'm just trying to understand like how like what you found about that, like, or in regard like why this is the reason I'm going to start doing something new or changing my workflow.
Are you talking about like how did we come across the pain point?
Yeah, I guess like, or validation of the pain point more so.
Well, you know, pre-COVID, when we were working in live events, Aaron, my co-founder, and Tim is an event producer. Aaron and I, you know, we're slide jockeys. We create presentations. And when we're on site, the corporate executives, they want customized notes. So what would happen is we try to force them to use presenter view, and it's like, no, I want this highlighted in green or yellow because I gotta hit this point, but I want all my words. So we would make this separate PowerPoint deck that looked exactly the way they wanted, and then we would have to coordinate it to run along click for click, build for build manually. It was so stressful. It was stressful for the presenter. It was stressful for their handlers. It was stressful for the production crew. And we're like, human brains shouldn't be coordinating this manually. A computer can do this. And so we were thinking about it. And finally, Aaron, my co-founder, you know, it clicked with him. I mean, some of these companies spend so much money because the rehearsals get stalled. So on an event my last event in February, they probably spent an extra $50,000 in overtime hours because we were all coordinating manual notes backstage, trying to get everything ready for, you know, for the CEO to get on stage and talk to 8,000 of his salespeople. You know, and multiply that by, we had 16 keynote presenters that week. So the overtime hours but just the stress alone of coordinating it manually is crazy. And it wasn't just one show. It's 90% of the events, corporate events that we work on.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
Cool.
Well, hey, Ceci, this has been great. You know, Ceci Galvin from Smart Suite in Portland, Oregon. This is such a great product, and like I said earlier, we're definitely interested to see this and work with you in the future as well, because all presenters need this. So great job.
Indeed. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Ah, so cool, so cool. All right, well, you know, we're going to take a bit of an intermission, and we're bringing in a partner of ours that is going to share something that he has been putting on, and it's very valuable to you all entrepreneurs as well. So I'm going to bring on Phil Castro. Phil.
What's up, Nick? How are you?
Good. How are you? Where are you at right now?
I'm at Chicago, the Windy City, and it's semi-windy today.
Semi-windy. Well, hey, Phil, thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to give you just a moment here to share with us what you're offering, Startup Bootcamp. When is it? How can people engage? We really appreciate you offering this to the Founders Live community.
No problem. I appreciate the opportunity. So really quick, guys, my name is Phil Castro. I'm the founder of Startup Bootcamp. If you guys have not heard by now, Startup Bootcamp is the go-to workshop for anybody in the early stages of starting a startup. We have two kind of workshops. One is pre-seed, the other one is seed. I'm sure you could kind of tell the difference, but pre-seed is like the super early ideation, and the seed is more a little bit of traction and raising money. And both experiences are about a weekend long, so it's 2 and 2.5 days experience. Typically, we'll have amazing startup founders, veterans who've been there, done that, unpack a lot of topics and kind of go through common misconceptions and just things you need to know when starting a startup and scaling a startup. Along with that, we have prolific investors that have $200, $300 million funds, and they're talking about all in their investment thesis and criteria, and it's just an absolutely amazing experience. We end it with pitches, and then of course the happy hour networking event where everybody connects with each other. So I encourage you to go to startupbootcamp.com, spelled with a K, type in code LIVE for 20% off tickets. Join us this weekend, and if not, then just like us on LinkedIn or any of the social media outlets, and we'll be sure to keep releasing the information so you can join us some other time.
Thank you so much, Phil. We really, really appreciate it. And any of these boot camps would highly encourage you all to jump in there. Valuable information, and they are boot camps to get you going in the right direction. So thank you for offering that, Phil. Enjoy your night.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So cool. So cool. All right. Well, we are moving on, and our next presenter, next up from Minneapolis, Minnesota, we have Amanda. She's going to jump in here, and I know that she's got some slides there. So let's bring her in. Amanda, how are you?
What's up? I'm actually here in Milwaukee, so this is kind of the center of the election universe.
Right. Yeah, you are in Milwaukee, and I say Minneapolis because you represented the Minneapolis, Minnesota Founders Live.
Yeah.
But you are in Milwaukee, so that's so cool. How you feeling tonight?
Feeling great. Ready to go.
All right. Well, you know the drill. You've done this before. On whenever you start your pitch, your time starts, and you can go from there.
Sounds good. Hey, everyone. My name is Amanda. I am the founder of Fiveable. We are building online learning communities, a social network for education, specifically for high school students. And I was a former teacher, so really this is coming out of my experience in that. But essentially what we've seen even before COVID is that students are completely overwhelmed and frustrated by the inequities that we've created around them. And that can be solved when we actually give kids the chance to come together. And, when you think about community spaces and how we support each other, this is exactly what's missing online for students. We're first focused on the AP market and provide tons of resources, courses, starting to actually teach all the AP subjects this spring, and then community spaces for students. And our traction has been totally insane. I think maybe even by the time I wrote down this number to now, we've actually passed 2 million students on our site in 2020, which is about 6x of where we were last year. So we sell courses and live streams to students and are really learning a lot about what it is that they need to be able to provide them resources when they need it. We've actually been, I'm just going to skip this one really quick. We've been lucky to actually close our seed round. We have raised a total of $3.5 million in funding, backed by some of the really awesome investors like BBG and Metrodora Ventures. And our team is just former teachers, design and data focused folks, just really ready to go to be very student centered and building up a space that students really appreciate and changes the way that they think about themselves and what they can actually achieve beyond high school. So that is Fiveable. Excited to tell you more about what we're building, and yeah, welcome to the space.
Oh, great job, Amanda. Yeah, this is so great. I think this is so interesting. We will take some questions, and I know that those are going to flow in here soon as we have a little bit of a delay. But I want to touch on that revenue model. You might have talked about it a little bit, but explain a little more about how the financing and the revenue model of the business really is.
Yeah. So one of our main sources of revenue is from courses. So what we know is that if you kind of think about education, there's a lot of things out of students' hands. And we are really focused on kind of putting the power back into kids' hands. And one of the ways we can do that is with AP classes. There are 38 subjects, and you can actually take 34 of those exams without taking the class at school. So we've just started teaching the full class, 15-week live experience. It's really the way remote learning should happen. And this spring, we're going to be teaching 30 of the 38 total subjects. So we just charge $55 for that, and we're able to really impact a lot of students, especially underrepresented students, by partnering with nonprofits that have the same mission as us.
Got it. Nicole's asking, are you partnering with online schools or public schools? Like, you know, and basically, how are you finding that community, and how are the community finding you?
Yeah, so we've pretty intentionally not been partnering with schools or working with administrators or selling to schools, because we're really focused on the student. And what we find is that, especially in this like product development stage, if we're building for the administrators, then we would not be building the product that the students themselves would want. And so what we do is we really find students where they are. We find them, they come to us, they find us through Google search. That's our like primary growth channel, YouTube, TikTok. Shout out to all of the Fiveable students who are watching us right now. Some of our students are the ones that are creating social channels, creating social media, you know, networks. They're on our team. And so they're the ones that are like really building out the videos and the content in order to like really reach students where they are.
Oh, very good. Very good. Hey, Gregarious, you know, with this pitch, I'm not sure if you've maybe heard some recently in this direction of, you know, kind of the new education tech, which is booming right now. Share us your thoughts and maybe a question.
Well, I think the growth is phenomenal. I guess the question is like, how close do you get to saturation in your space potentially? You know, it seems like there's a lot of room there still. I was curious about the source of the growth, and then I guess, is that a thing you can actually scale and repeat, right? So if it's is it happening organically, or is it paid? Like, is there some way to like make that 10x now? It seems like you're already going more than 10x. So like, you know, what do you do to get to the next level?
Yeah, so basically, like this school year is about us really focused on the AP space, because that has been our like first entry into especially the high school market. There's 15 million high school students in the US. There are plenty more like globally. And so the more that we think about our growth channels, we've been entirely focused on organic. So for some perspective, like the last 30 days, we've seen 420,000 students studying with us. And that's entirely through organic channels. Like we have not done paid on those, which means that we have a ton of room to grow as we start to really think about retargeting and marketing into channels with high school students beyond AP, right? Like not every kid is Googling their homework or is taking an AP class or is even thinking about academics. And so we've been thinking recently about how we can kind of broaden our scope to reach more students.
That's great.
That's great. Hey, we got one more question here. And, you know, Arian, as a current AP student, how is Fiveable different than other platforms like edX, Coursera, or Udemy?
Very cool.
Last question.
Yeah, of course. So basically, one of the main differences for us is the live aspect. So all of our content is created live. And so in an experience like this, just like you asked a question, our teachers and our students get to answer questions live. So whereas on other platforms, a lot of times you're just kind of by yourself and watching. And the other big difference is the peer-to-peer, the student-to-student support. So we have students that stream office hours and students that host communities. And so it's really a good chance for students to feel really comfortable with their peers in order to ask questions and build the confidence that they need rather than just be surrounded by adults.
Awesome.
You know, Amanda, you know, we had a podcast conversation a little while ago, and I said it then, and I'll say it again. And I think it's just incredible timing, obviously incredible time, challenging time, but you are really putting something on the market that is the perfect time for this.
Yeah. This feels like what I was meant to do. Everything that like I've done before has kind of led to this moment. So it's really an exciting time.
Great job.
Appreciate you.
All right. See you soon. Oh man. I mean, that's yeah, I think the time has come for sure. All right.
You say recessions and whatnot are the source of great inspiration for entrepreneurs, right? So
They are. We'll see about that, and we'll see what comes out of this pandemic and this recession. So we have our next presenter. We've got Kamana. Hey, Gregarious from Denver, Colorado. This is your guy.
Right.
All right, Dave. So Dave, please make sure you share your screen. We're gonna get your slides up and going here. Make sure we get your slides here. All right. Can you share those? There they are. And here we go. Hey, Gregarious, any parting words of wisdom for Dave?
Dave, just do what you always do, man.
All right, I'll try, man.
Okay, Dave, whenever you are ready, my man.
Yeah, awesome. I appreciate it, Nick.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
everybody. I'm Dave, co-founder of Kamana. I'm going to tell you a bit about my good friend, John. So John is a travel nurse, and travel nurses like John move across the country every few months to fill jobs in hospitals that are critically short-staffed. When John's searching for a contract, he has to fill out dozens of applications on multiple hard-to-use platforms. He then has to manually share his licenses, certifications, medical records, and other important documents with dozens of people, often through insecure means that's putting his personal information at risk. Imagine John's frustration. Now imagine being on the other side as a staffing agency or a hospital, dealing with these inefficiencies for hundreds or even thousands of nurses at once. Enter Kamana, a centralized platform where healthcare professionals now have one professional profile. This allows them to manage credentials and compliance paperwork across all of their employers from a single place. For John's employers, the paperwork that historically has taken days or weeks to collect and submit and beyond this initial paperwork, Kamana introduces efficiencies into the tracking and compliance process at every step of the way. In a short time, we've grown to over 10,000 healthcare professionals and 50 staffing firms that are using Kamana to simplify their lives. It's more important now than ever that we provide an avenue for healthcare professionals to get into the doors of ill-staffed hospitals quickly. So do you know a nurse who'd rather spend their time caring for patients rather than tracking down paperwork? Or how about a staffing agency or a hospital who's looking to cut costs within our extremely expensive healthcare system? Then I invite you to join us as we build a better future for healthcare staffing. Thank you.
Again, very timely, my man. My question would be a little more around, what stages of the company is it, and maybe back that up with like, when did you start Kamana, and what stage are you in at this point in time?
Yeah, sure. So we founded the company December 2018. Basically, John and I have been good friends for a long time. It's been a good hunt looking for our now co-founder and CTO, Kier. We basically started writing code in the beginning of 2019, went full time May of 2019, and launched our first product about 14 months ago, which is basically that digital wallet for healthcare professionals to store, track, manage, and share their credentials. And then got our agency side of the product, our employer side of the product launched at the beginning of the year, and have been rolling ever since. So we've done a good bit of fundraising, and team is growing, and we're on the way.
Very good. So Zeisler Consulting, actually also in Denver. So good to hear from you. How do you get the hospitals and staffing agencies on board?
It's interesting.
How do you do that? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So it's been interesting. So we launched this digital credential sharing tool for nurses first. They were using it to basically deploy this beautiful profile to healthcare staffing firms, which is where we're focused on in the market right now. And that was before we even started building the agency side of the product. So we've got agencies that are receiving all this paperwork that they're typically like hunting people down for, and they're getting it in a nice, beautiful package. And it just built a lot of relationships for us that way. And, now that we're building this agency side of the platform, we've got it, launched now for the past 6 months or so, maybe a little longer. It's been a lot of network effect from agencies. So at this point, the healthcare professional growth and agency growth has been almost purely word of mouth. And now agencies are starting to use the platform to drive information into hospitals. So using that same workflow of nurse gets us to the agency gets us to the hospital as we continue to refine the product.
Very good. Manuel asks, can you describe a little more of that revenue model?
Yeah, sure. So staffing firms pay us similar to they pay a CRM or an applicant tracking platform because they're managing all of their compliance processing, applicant portal, tracking, all the things they're doing to basically remain compliant with the hospital. So they're paying us just like they would an applicant tracking system or a CRM.
Oh, very good. Hey, Gregarious.
Yeah.
I know that, you've heard this pitch before, and, any thoughts, questions that you maybe saw pop up previously, or, now that you're hearing the new pitch?
Yeah, well, I guess the thing I would ask is, in these times of COVID and whatnot, has that expanded or contracted opportunity, right? Because, on one hand, travel seems to have changed to some degree, but the demand for healthcare workers, is that expanding your market, or, is it sort of, causing it to stabilize or go static?
Yeah, for sure. Greg, it's been super interesting. Like, let's say March, April, like busiest months healthcare staffing has ever seen. May, June, slowest months healthcare staffing has ever seen. So it was this huge roller coaster effect. But we did a lot around the beginning of COVID. We partnered with a couple of like job matching companies, to one in particular called Nomadic Care. But we basically were driving like not just the credentialing compliance, but actually partnering with some people to get people into these like COVID crisis situations. So that helped us grow a lot of brand awareness from that. And the other thing that happened is when all these staffing firms and hospitals went to go try to bring people in quickly during COVID, when they needed the people at the very beginning, they weren't able to do it because there's so much regulatory and compliance stuff that had to get done. And it opened up a huge avenue for us of agencies and hospitals stepping back and realizing like, wow, like the way we're doing things can't work and we need to do things better. And that's our goal, is to come in and help them do things better.
Very cool, man. Congrats.
Great job. Thank you so much. Good to hear. Kamana, Denver, Colorado. Great job.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, Nick. Thanks for having me. And thanks everybody for listening.
Great job, Dave.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Good to see Denver is represented. And it's, again, a timely product. These are timely products. Okay, so we have our last presenter, and we're going to pull up Addison here. Addison, you can hear me and you can share that screen there. In orbit from New York. All right. Here we go. Addison, there you are.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am doing well.
All right. Over on the East Coast there.
Yes, representing the evening slot.
Well, this is so cool. So excited. You actually went through a recent rebrand. So this is a new brand for you and a new message. I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, brand new message. Given the time constraint, won't really get into like kind of the transformation, but happy to answer questions about it after.
Great. Okay. Well, on your time will start.
All right. Well, I am Addie Bolin. I'm head of business development at Orbit. We're a seed stage community activation platform. So we work with communities like First Round and GGV Capital to provide their members with curated one-to-one networking opportunities. So there is no question that there's power in connection. We're all part of various communities, whether that is professional networking groups, accelerator programs, alumni networks, founder groups like this, the list goes on. So these communities often take pride in their strength in numbers, but tend not to focus enough on how activated their network really is. So at Orbit, we've uncovered that this is not for a lack of trying by any means. The people responsible for these communities, often referred to as community managers, simply don't have the bandwidth. They have shared with us that they lack a systematic and data-driven process for tracking and connecting individuals who would benefit from networking with each other. So community managers have found that it's nearly impossible to do this at scale, particularly with where we are now in a virtual and distributed environment. So in our first 3 months of making these one-to-one connections, we facilitated over 1,000 community members introductions across 5 paying clients. So our matchmaking algorithm uses information like seniority, work experience, industry expertise, areas of interest, and others to curate these one-to-one interactions. And Orbit handles all communication, scheduling, feedback collection, and analytics. So we're really reimagining virtual networking, and we're empowering communities across the world to meet, idea share, and collaborate with one another.
All right. Great job. Great job. Great job. we're going to dive into some questions here. My first one is, and it's not going to be pulled on the screen really, but what sort of revenue model will you be pulling into this? Who pays for it? Basically, who's the customer?
Yeah, so the great question. The customer is I guess you can think of them as the community manager. So in the use case of the VCs that I explained, it would be the VC themselves that wants to connect their portfolio companies to one another for networking opportunities. If you're looking at a traditional networking type group, it would be that group itself providing payment. And in terms of payment structure and how we're structuring that, it's feature-based pricing. So given that the more members that use this product, the better the matching is, we definitely don't want to limit that by making this user-based pricing, which we're excited about. So it's more feature-based. The more features you have in terms of feedback that you get to see, customizations with the matching algorithm and the requirement itself, things like that, those will be different tiers of pricing.
Very good. Jonathan's asking, is Orbit strictly focused on VC businesses? And is the market finite? How does that translate into other markets?
Yeah, definitely not. Our go-to-market has been VCs because it's been a use case that has presented itself over and over again to us, and we've been excited to tap into that. But we also have clients that are in traditional networking, whether that's professional networking. We also are working with E-Trade. So they're one of our bigger enterprise clients where they have 4,000 employees that they're looking to connect internally to one another. So you can really think of community as any group of people that would benefit from talking to each other. So the market is kind of limitless.
Oh, very good. Let's go there. What's the meaning behind the new name?
Yeah, so the new name, it's really kind of this idea that everyone has their own orbit and their own sort of orbit of people and this gravitational pull that we feel when networking and when you're a part of a community. That's sort of the play on the space theme and sort of I guess having your own orbit and connecting with other orbits as well and other communities.
Oh, very good, very good. Let's see. Do customers rehome to you? I'm not sure what that exactly means, but do you work against tools like Community Cloud, Mighty Networks, Meetup, and others?
So we really don't. If anything, we will be working with those tools because our platform view is like the end user will never see it. So the end user who's actually getting introduced to their match, they're only ever communicated with right now over email, which we actually did a lot of research on. We kind of met them where they wanted to be, and they don't want another login. They don't want another platform. There's definitely platform fatigue. So we're building the platform for the community manager to have visibility and those insights into the analytics that they're getting from these interactions and who's meeting with who and some of that data, but the actual end user will not see that platform.
Very good. Well, hey, great. This is a really interesting product. Again, just all of these presented companies, as you can probably hear, is like timely, interesting, and really cool to see how you go to market and how it really develops.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, congratulations. Thank you for being here.
Thanks.
All right. Wow. Well, everyone, I'm going to bring Kaveh back, and I'm going to bring Gregarious back. What's going on? Hey guys, what'd you think?
A lot of good competition there tonight.
Yeah,
very timely. Yeah.
Very good competition. It is now time to vote, and we are going to go to some music, and we're going to go to the QR code and the voting. Kaveh, tell us a little bit about what we're going to hear for this final song.
So this last song is a high energy song that's actually out on iTunes and everywhere. Anywhere you stream music, it's there. It's Give It Time. So as we were talking about earlier, the process is going to be a process. Just give it time and keep plugging away, keep chipping away. So hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And we'll show that QR code and we'll get going.
They gon' be alright. Give it just a little bit of time. Everything gon' be alright. Give it just a little bit of time. Everything gon' be alright. Give it just a little bit of time. Everything gon' be alright. You say you want me to get it, but nothing's guaranteed. I got my peers to give me cheers and steer me to succeed. With a little bit of grief and a lot of bit of pain, with a little sunshine that I cover up the rain. I'm a man on a mission with a vision to sustain. Nobody in here gonna slow me down. Cause I'm a ball, I'm a rhythm, I'm a driven. Just get 'em, I'ma hit 'em in the freedom with the glory in a minute. Cause my story is a finish, replenished, never skittish. Survival in the village, and we finish, and we finish. You got the weight of the world sits on your shoulders. The stresses that you shouldn't feel. Hey, you looking over the edge, standing so close to the ledge. Go there with faith, take a lead. Hey, it's time to spread your wings, step closer to your dreams. I do believe we can fly. Don't live in your head, don't act.
Okay, everyone, we got some still time to vote. Make sure you scan that code. Make sure that you can either click that link down below, but let's get voting. Share that out. Here we go. Who is going to be the winner tonight of Founders Live Prime Time?
I see. Go, baby, help me now. Wait a minute, let me get a minute. Working on a drink for 15, gotta live it. Almost gave up, didn't take it, was in reach, no feet. Had to learn hard, write a new speech, now teach. Cause I got a testimony, got teaching, that's how I got a testimony. My dream almost divorced me, then I almost paid alimony. I'm back in the saddle, rain clouds in Seattle. I'm back for the championship, new stand, we revamped to the pit till the lights on. Cause the lamp was lit, don't quit, keep handling it, don't be a quitter, keep handling it. Even through the hard times, even when the pain burn, lesson learn from the damage you get. No matter what they say, keep on fighting. 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 Everything gon' be alright. Everything gon' be alright. Everything gon' be alright. Call me. Oh, yeah. One more time. Everything gon' be alright. Yeah. Everything gon' be alright. Give it just a little bit of time. Everything gon' be alright. Give it just a little bit of time. Everything gon' be alright.
Man, that's such a great song. That's such a great song. We're gonna pull that off. Kaveh, tell us about how did you write that song? What was in your mind?
Yeah, man, I started to feel like, has everybody ever felt like their time might have passed? Like, maybe this isn't for me. Like, this isn't going to happen. I started looking at my age and looking at other people and like where they was, and really not focusing on just the dream, right? And so I started to just feel a certain type of way, and then I just realized like it's going to happen. And like Steve Harvey says, if you take the leap, eventually the parachute will open. So that was the whole theme behind the record.
Love it. Hey, this is hilarious. Hey, what was the over under on Greg's hair being a different color when we got back on this? So, hey, what was the over under, Greg?
I'll be collecting my money from Brendan soon. Don't worry.
Oh, well, hey, here we are, everyone. And we are at the time now to announce the winner that will go on to the world final of Founders Live from the 5 primetime events. And she is going to be very happy, but she I don't know if she's watching or not, but we need to bring her back in the studio because we do have a winner, and it was a very close voting tonight. Thank you all for voting. Thank you all for being absolutely a champ and a participant and all that. But we are going to announce the winner, which is Fiveable from Minneapolis or Madison, Wisconsin. But we got to bring Amanda back in here. So Amanda, if you're watching, we want to bring you back on. I just don't see you in the back room here. So we want to make sure that she is in and she is here. We want to give a huge round of applause to Amanda from Fiveable. So great. And we are not seeing her. So, I guess I'll bring on Gregarious to, share your thoughts, and Kaveh, share your thoughts on, Fiveable and what they bring to the table and why you think that they were a great pick to win this event.
Well, I think that there's a lot of innovation. I think that there was more clarity around the pitch. I think it sounded more smooth. I mean, it sounded like there's been a lot more practice put into presenting from what I gathered. So I think it was awesome. She did an awesome job.
Awesome. What did you think there, Gregarious?
Yeah, I think the growth is hard to deny, right? I think many of us, I have a 5-year-old, we're experiencing this problem firsthand and understand sort of the nature of this problem. So I think, having a highly relatable problem, having a problem that obviously has like a lot of upside and clearly could fit into that space, right? Very super powerful. I hope they're able to monetize, in a meaningful and significant way and continue to grow at the pace they're growing. So congrats, man. That's amazing. I'd love to try it when it works for 5-year-olds. When the Fiveable means 5-year-olds, like hook me up.
Yeah. Well, Amanda, we want to extend our congratulations. Great job to you, and great pitch. We're excited for you to go on to the final event. And I want to also take this point in time to extend such a congratulations to all the presenters. You all did such a great job. It was absolutely difficult to even choose the winner. I mean, what do you guys think on just the quality of these pitches, the quality of the founders that presented during this event?
Yeah, I warn every time. It is not easy to get up there, put yourself out there, not easy to do it in 99 seconds. So I think I'm always amazed at how well people do when they get up there and have just that short window to try and communicate so much.
Yeah.
Oh, Amanda's here, by the way.
Amanda, oh, she's back. All right. We are going to bring on Amanda. Where?
In my way back.
I
was like, how do I get back into this room? Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all the votes. And
Amanda, we were concerned. We did not know where you went, and you are the winner. So
thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, hey, congratulations. I know we're kind of running over time here, and we're going to open up the networking. We will share that link. The link is down below the box as well. Click that networking link. Make sure you jump in. We're going to hang out for a while. Whoever wants to hang out and talk. But hey, Amanda, I want to share one last congratulations. We're going to see you at the final on December 2nd. Your Founders Live run just continues.
I'm going to keep going. Thanks so much, everyone.
All right. And so I want to bring on another partner real quick for one more message. Please, everyone, stick around. Hey, Arian, hey, what's going on? Welcome.
Hey, how are you, Nick? So
good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
All right, I'm going to share my screen, and you got a message for us. Tell us a little bit about what you are, talking about. What are you putting on here, and what's going on?
All right. So, hi, I'm Arian. I'm the lead organizer at Hacktable, an online hackathon for students across the globe. We will be hosting our event on the last weekend of November, so November 27th to 29th. During the coronavirus pandemic, we came together as high school students to provide fun and educational opportunities for students. Our hope is to provide students with networking opportunities to connect with like-minded individuals and mentors. We are working to build an active community of hackers and developers to help students develop the skills and be the next generation of entrepreneurs and STEM leaders. No matter if this is your first or fifth hackathon, everyone is welcome. Our sister organization, EverSTEM, is hosting an event where professionals from Microsoft will be giving us a talk on startups and robotics. This event will take place tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time or 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If you're interested in participating in either event or hosting a workshop at Hacktable, please fill out the interest form, which can be found by scanning the QR code, and I'll be open to any questions.
Yeah, thank you, Arian. Thank you so much. And hey, we just want to support the entrepreneurial ecosystem and more importantly, youth. I mean, this is something that high school students are engaging in an awesome hackathon to create and innovate and actually like create products and businesses. So, hey, I'm a supporter. I'll be there to talk. I'm excited to give a talk to you guys. And hey, we're here for you. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. We wanted to get that message out. Have a good night, Arian. So enjoy.
You too.
All right. Look at that. Okay. So we got to fast forward here a little bit. We want to say congratulations to the winner. We want Amanda. We want to say congratulations to everyone that presented. This has been Founders Live. I'm going to bring back our two guests for the night. And hey, guys, final thoughts, final words. Let's go with Kaveh first. Final thoughts on this great event for everyone.
Yeah, I think that, community is everything. One of our core values is relationships drive revenue. So you always want to be in community and just keep refining your craft, implement and refine. And that's a never ending process. So keep doing that with people like Founders Live, keep joining communities and doing exactly what you're doing. And like I said, the next time will be your time to win. So don't ever stop. Just because today you didn't get it, doesn't mean that the next one you won't. So just keep refining and keep at it. You guys all did great.
Awesome. Gregarious, what final thoughts, man?
Yeah, I would just say, I think, I'm proud to see all the innovation still happening in this environment. Some folks, they were timed well, but other folks are adapting. So I think don't give up on what you're doing. Realize, whatever's happening outside isn't permanent, but if there's an opportunity there, you should be looking for that as well.
Awesome. All right. Sorry, I need to,
Hello.
Yeah, hold on. I was getting the networking going. Sorry, I apologize for that. But hey, everyone, this has just been an awesome event. Thank you so much. Click that networking link, jump in, join us, and want to thank you all. Thank you, Kaveh. Such a great, yes. And this is not the last time we'll work together. So excited. Everyone, Founders Live Latin America prime time is in 2 weeks, Wednesday the 4th. We're so excited about that. Make sure you check out the Live Fest, Founders Live Live Fest, December 2nd. It's going to be a great event. So excited for that, all that's going to be involved and all that. Every Founders Live is your Founders Live. Check them out. They're live streamed. Watch them, engage, support them. And we're going to go hang out for a little while. So please join us if you can. And we will be so excited for you to join in and all that. So for everyone, thank you. This is Founders Live. Nick Hughes, we got Gregarious, we got Kaveh. We want to thank you all for tonight. Enjoy.
Boost.